Hello from Adventure Isle. We are here today aboard the amazing, gorgeous, historic ship, the R.M.S. Queen Mary in Long Beach, California. This is going to be a video all about fun facts you may or may not know about the Queen Mary. So to kick it off right now with fact number one, this ship is called the R.M.S. Queen Mary because it was originally built as a Royal Mail ship, and that's what R.M.S. stands for. So there's one thing you may or may not have just learned. We have lots of other facts to share with you. So let's go take a look at the beautiful ship and see how much fun information we can give you in one short video. A lot of people associate the Queen Mary with the Titanic, and there's a reason why people do that. It's because the Queen Mary was built by the Cunard Line. However, the Cunard Line ran out of funding and it needed to partner with someone so that the British Parliament would give them more funding. They had to partner with the White Star Line, and White Star Line famously owned the Titanic, and that's why people regularly link these ships together. And another thing is that people don't really know the size of this ship or the size of the Titanic, but the Queen Mary is actually much bigger than the Titanic, and 1.5 Titanic ships could fit inside the R.M.S. Queen Mary. Fact number 3 is that the Queen Mary is famously known for its Art Deco style, which includes this artwork of 2 unicorns fighting, which can be found inside the Queen's salon. Now, this imagery of 2 unicorns fighting is actually also important for 2 reasons. First, it's important because it's featured in the Queen's salon, which is musically themed, and in mythology, 2 unicorns fighting would actually create music. And second, the unicorns are important because the white unicorn is meant to depict the White Star Line, and the gold unicorn is meant to depict the Cunard Line, who are fighting because they were forced to merge. Fact number 4. The Queen Mary was built in the John Brown shipyard in Scotland, but she was just known as Job 534 until she was named at her christening because it is bad luck to name a ship before the ship is christened. Once she was christened the Queen Mary, her first run was from Southampton, England to New York. Fact number 5. Most of the time, the Queen Mary served as a Royal Mail ship and a passenger ship while she was at sea. However, she did spend 7 years serving the British government during World War II, where she was painted gray and known as the Grey Ghost. The Grey Ghost at the time did not have anything to do with the fact that she was haunted, but actually had to do with the fact that she was so fast that nobody could catch her. Fact number 6 does also have to do with Queen Mary serving in the war when she was called the Grey Ghost. Now, she had these guns on board, but these guns were never fired in anger, and that was partially because she was so fast that no other ships could catch her. And while the Queen Mary did not enter into any combat during World War II, they did set a record during World War II for taking the largest number of passengers at once on one ship across the Atlantic by taking more than 16,000 passengers in a single trip. Fact 7. The Queen Mary is believed to be haunted, and the Queen Mary does have 58 recorded deaths that happened while she was taking part in passenger travel. However, there are thought to be thousands more unreported deaths because during her time of serving in the war, anyone who died during the time of World War II was not recorded because those records are still sealed by the British government. And this original piano in the lobby of the Queen Mary is thought to be a place where these spirits like to haunt. Fact number 8. It's a common misconception that the Queen Mary ran on coal and was a steam engine. She actually did not run on coal, but actually ran on bunker C crude oil, which had the consistency of peanut butter and had to be heated up before it could be used. And the way that the crude oil would work was it would be heated up so that it would have the right consistency, and they needed a ton of this oil on hand in order to keep the Queen Mary running. There was actually 2 million gallons of crude oil in her keel, but she got terrible gas mileage, getting only 13 feet to 1 gallon of crude oil. Fact number 9, how did the Queen Mary, a Royal Mail ship from Britain, end up in Long Beach? When it was time for the Queen Mary to retire, she was sold to the city of Long Beach for $3.45 million, and the city of Long Beach wanted to buy her because they wanted to set up a maritime exhibit in their harbor. Now, even though the Queen Mary was an extremely fast ship and could make it from London to New York in 4 to 5 days, it took much longer for her to arrive in Long Beach because, unfortunately, the Queen Mary did not fit through the Panama Canal. So after she was purchased in 1967, she had to take the long way around to make her way to Long Beach, and it took 39 days for her to arrive at her final destination, and they call that trip her last great cruise. And the Queen Mary has actually been in Long Beach longer than she was out at sea. And fact number 10. This next fact is one that was never talked about on any tours that I was on, but is one that is particularly interesting to me as a Disney fan, and that is that, in fact, Disney did own the lease on the Queen Mary in the 1980s and 90s. And Disney had plans to use the Queen Mary as the centerpiece of an ocean-themed theme park named either Port Disney or Disney Sea. And the name Disney Sea might sound familiar to you because eventually Disney did build a water-themed theme park in Tokyo called Tokyo Disney Sea, and the centerpiece of Tokyo Disney Sea is an ocean liner that looks very much like the Queen Mary. So Disney's plans to build a theme park on the Queen Mary did not go through. They eventually did give up their lease on the Queen Mary, and they spent the money and energy that they would have spent building a theme park around the Queen Mary instead on building California Adventure in Anaheim. Thanks so much for watching our fun facts here aboard the R.M.S. Queen Mary. I hope you found it fun and informative. If you're not already, make sure to like and subscribe our page here at Adventure Isle for lots more travel and fun facts.